One of the most confusing ADHD experiences is this. You can start things, you can plan things, you can even feel excited about things, but following through feels unreliable. You might begin strong and then fade, or you might avoid finishing entirely, even when you care deeply. This often leads to a painful conclusion: I just can't follow through. But follow-through problems with ADHD are not about character, commitment, or discipline. They're about how pressure interacts with the nervous system. For many people with ADHD, follow-through has always depended on pressure, deadlines, external accountability, fear of disappointing others, consequences. These forces can temporarily push tasks across the finish line. But pressure is not a stable foundation for follow-through. It works by activating stress, not trust, and stress has limits. At first, pressure can feel helpful. It narrows focus, it creates urgency, it blocks distractions. For ADHD brains, which struggle with activation, this can feel like relief. Finally, something works. But the cost is hidden. Pressure teaches your nervous system that completion equals threat. Over time, the system starts resisting completion itself. This is why many ADHD adults notice a pattern. Starting feels easier than finishing. The closer you get to completion, the heavier things feel. Anxiety rises, avoidance increases. This isn't because you don't want to finish. It's because finishing often comes with judgment, evaluation, or expectation. Completion feels exposed. Pressure also turns follow-through into a performance. Instead of finishing because it matters to you, you're finishing to avoid consequences. This externalizes motivation. When the pressure is removed, the drive disappears. This leads people to believe they need pressure to function. In reality, they've just never been taught another way. Another reason pressure undermines follow-through is emotional exhaustion. ADHD brains expend more energy regulating attention, emotions, and impulses. By the time you reach the end of a task, your system may be depleted. Pushing through depletion increases burnout. Eventually, your brain learns to associate follow-through with exhaustion and tries to avoid it. Shame compounds this problem. If you've struggled with follow-through in the past, each unfinished task becomes evidence against you. This creates anticipatory shame. Even before you begin, your brain remembers how bad it felt last time. That memory creates resistance. Pressure increases shame, which increases avoidance. To rebuild follow-through without pressure, the first step is redefining what follow-through actually means. Follow-through does not mean finishing everything perfectly and on time. It means staying engaged long enough to move something forward in a meaningful way. Completion is a spectrum, not a binary. ADHD-friendly follow-through focuses on continuation, not completion. Instead of asking, "Can I finish this?" ask, "Can I take the next step?" This reduces emotional load. It keeps the nervous system out of threat mode. Momentum builds through continuation. Another key shift is separating follow-through from identity. Many people believe follow-through is a personality trait. I am bad at finishing. This belief becomes self-fulfilling. Follow-through is not who you are, it's how your system responds to conditions. Change the conditions, and follow-through changes. Pressure-free follow-through also requires emotional safety. As discussed in earlier videos, ADHD brains need safety to function. When finishing something feels like it will lead to criticism, disappointment, or increased expectations, avoidance is protective. Creating safety around completion makes finishing less threatening. One powerful way to do this is to lower the stakes of finishing. Not everything needs to be polished, shared, or judged. Some things can be finished privately, some can be good enough. When finishing doesn't escalate expectations, it becomes easier. Another common trap is over-attachment to outcomes. When you tie your self-worth to the result, finishing becomes risky. What if it's not good enough? What if it proves something negative about you? This fear stalls follow-through. Detaching worth from outcomes reduces pressure. ADHD follow-through improves when tasks are broken down beyond logic and into emotional steps. Logical steps answer what? Emotional steps answer how does this feel? If a step feels overwhelming, it needs to be broken down further, not because it's complex, but because it's emotionally heavy. Another reason follow-through fails is decision fatigue. Many tasks stall at the end because they require decisions editing, choosing, finalizing. ADHD brains fatigue faster around decisions. Externalizing decisions through templates, checklists, or defaults reduces friction and supports completion. Environmental support also matters. Finishing often requires a different environment than starting. Quiet, focused spaces support completion. Reducing distractions near the end of a task can make a huge difference. It's also important to build closing rituals. Starting rituals get a lot of attention, but closing rituals help signal safety at the end. A simple action like saving work, writing a summary, or noting what's done helps the brain register completion without threat. Another key principle is planned incompletion. This might sound counterintuitive, but leaving tasks slightly unfinished on purpose can make returning easier. The brain stays engaged. This reduces the pressure to finish everything now and supports gradual follow-through. Follow-through also improves when you track effort instead of results. Noticing how much time, energy, or attention you invested validates your work, even if the outcome isn't perfect. Validation reduces avoidance and increases willingness to continue. ADHD follow-through is also closely tied to pacing. Trying to finish things in one push often leads to collapse. Spreading completion over multiple sessions respects energy limits. This isn't inefficiency, it's sustainability. Another powerful shift is redefining deadlines. Instead of hard deadlines tied to self-worth, use soft deadlines tied to support. Check-ins, reminders, or accountability partners can help without triggering panic. It's also crucial to stop using crisis completion as proof of capability. Finishing under extreme pressure doesn't mean that's your best or only way. It just means your nervous system was overridden. Sustainable follow-through looks calmer, not dramatic. Many people fear that without pressure, nothing will get finished. This fear is understandable. But pressure isn't the only driver. Curiosity, meaning, and clarity also drive action. When tasks connect to values, follow-through feels purposeful instead of forced. Another overlooked factor is recovery after completion. If finishing always leads to immediate new demands, your brain learns that finishing is unsafe. Protecting recovery time after completion teaches your system that finishing doesn't equal endless work. Over time, as follow-through becomes safer, your brain stops resisting it. Finishing feels neutral instead of threatening. This is the goal, not heroic effort, but steady completion without harm. ADHD follow-through isn't about forcing yourself to the end. It's about building conditions where the end doesn't feel dangerous. When safety replaces pressure, follow-through becomes possible again. Inside Dopaloop Pro, we help ADHD brains rebuild follow-through this way without panic, shame, or burnout. We focus on systems that support completion gently, even on low-energy days. If you want ADHD-friendly support that helps you follow through without pressure, you'll find the link in the description.